Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. It's time for more Disco Elysium. Anyway, my mind's breaking and the sound is shaking. So let's see, Wiki Wolf Demon Dragon, hey, welcome everybody. So what we have to do is, we have to continue from the quick save because something really weird happened and we just died for no reason. I mean, definitely no fault of mine at all. So we're kind of back over here and I'm not quite sure at this point what we have like talked about. I guess so we have to like check these things out again. So that's what we'll do. Let's hope I remember how the game works. Press play again. Oh yeah, that's just her. I don't know the password. Passwords have a way of turning up. Okay, so we already talked to her about the password. I guess we have to go through these here again. So let's see that. I'm gonna just, because this is stuff that we already done. Who are all those creatures? Well, to be fair, this might be new. Who are all these creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those Welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a Welkin. One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different. Examine the Welkin. It's Varahamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred. Yeah, all right, it's the white supremacist Welkin. The lieutenant can't help but comment, an inordinate amount of time. Why would you spend so much time? Who are these creatures? One of them is a Welkin supremacist. Well, this has been invocational. Alright, we're doing the pictures. You see primitive oil rigs, I remember that. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way. Like eggnog or morphine. A much needed respite from our own world. Inspect the schedule. So for people who are wondering why I'm just clicking through this, it's because in our previous stream I have already looked at this. I now know to quick save in this game. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Mini-me stands for mini-meeting, I remember that. Plus 5 XP. Inspect the notes. The handwriting is all in tune. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's that. And now we have to... What was the button? It was tab. The whole thing resembles... Oh, right. How do I know what they look like? What am I looking at? Radio frequencies for what? Something medical? Web is comprised of radio station. They must have had massive air width. It's a game who's playing. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious. I remember that too. Okay, so I think I can quick save here and we're basically done with all of this. And oh wait, we can talk to Ken Kutaragi.
Okay. What do you think?
Kim Kitsuragi, not Ken Kutaragi.
Chalkboard and fireplace.
It's a failed business. What the hell were they making? Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, craft together like a puzzle box. Looks like one of those pen and paper role-playing games. Exactly. So we had this conversation as well. So we're just gonna like go through everything. Wow. They were insane if they thought they could do it. Let's keep moving. Okay, cool. So now we go back into the basement where there is some stuff as well that we've already done. But there's also the furnace which ended up killing us through absolutely no reason of our own. Let me use my morale. The wind howls in from the cold chute above. This is the crazy polar bear fridge. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? The lieutenant doesn't answer, his eyes are glued to the animal. Crack open the door. We've done all of this before. We look inside, we take the note, handwritten note from the fridge. Examine, why is the bear here? Hyper carnivore. Close the door. Okay. So with this, we're going back to the furnace, which is the part where we ended up dying. To the furnace. From hitting it with our foot 2 times. That's how you die in this game. A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace. From now on, I'm gonna start reading again. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony. I really hope we can pull up off the rolls again, so we can get the war paint on. Can I quick save? No, I cannot. Okay, so if I leave, I'm going to quick save beforehand, and then I use it. King, what is this thing? Is it a furnace? It looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire, only dead rats. Look inside the furnace. It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice, or several voices, talking to each other near the smoke chamber upstairs. What are you doing? The lieutenant asks when he sees you climb halfway inside the furnace. I'm hallucinating, or maybe it's the entity. Wait, really? The lieutenant sounds concerned. Take your head out of the chimney, please. It's not safe. Esprit de corps. It feels safe to know that the lieutenant's got your back, now and always. Smear your hands with coal. A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karsai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in war paint. Hadramut Kasai, smear your cheeks black with coal. 3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories of your wild soul. What are you doing? I am the reincarnation of an ancient Ilmaran warrior. Please wipe your face clean, officer. Yes, conceptualization. No, you are a proud warrior. Keep at it. Okay, here Kim doesn't trust you. Doesn't matter. Don't wipe it. We did it again. Perfect. Yes, don't wipe it. These 3 stripes give you strength in this dangerous realm. It would be foolish to remove them. We are exploring this dark place. I need the protection my war paint affords. And this protects you? This is traditional war paint. It will grant me safe passage with the spirits that guard this place. +5 experience. Okay, sure. Go ahead. He stubbornly looks away from you and the furnace. Nice, we did it. Those voices I heard. Maybe it's a malignant entity? Plaisance said it lives in a chimney. You're right, the rooms do look like they're connected, but malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind. Always has to be the skeptic, this man. Yell hello into the furnace. 58%. Last time we didn't manage it. Once again we didn't manage it. Your dehydrated, hungover throat can produce little more than a dry croak. A lifetime of smoking and drinking will do that to you. The chatter from the chimney continue on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there? Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later. Yeah, I even got +1 from war painting my face. Oh well. Kick it with your foot. We know what happens when I do that. Yes, I have drinks. So don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt my throat. I mean, I just need to remember to keep drinking. And my throat is still gonna be weird, but... Alright, we have continued. We are continuing. We have an interact node, which we can read. The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface. Does it say anything interesting? The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumbled note over your shoulder. This is tangential at best? Tangential? Tangential. But the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Read the note. Someone has scribbled S. I can't believe the offsite copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the offsite copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sulislav. I wonder who wrote that note. Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here. Maybe it's because of the entity. That's implausible. Remind me again, what's a filament memory? It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer. Who's the illiterate ginger kid? Some local miscreant, probably. There are tons of them running around in Martinez, ready to stir up trouble. We usually dispatch our junior officers to deal with them. Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be? I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge. Put the note away. Alright. Gonna become Mr. Quicksave at this point. An ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. The flashlight casts a strange shadow. There is a hidden doorway here. Okay. A frozen ice cream maker that's still running. I guess we can talk to the ice cream maker. This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut. Turn the ice cream crank. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You never became a poet or an anthroponaut. Aww. Try to crack open the lid. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. No, this is going to need something else, some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar, you're just wasting your time. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective. Okay. I mean, I guess we can try it. I don't know if we have a super pry bar, but... Physical instrument. Very low. -20 pry bar not strong enough, but better grip with glow. Okay, yeah, no, we're not trying that then. So this is just a regular pry bar, but we need to use a superb pry bar. The breaker box. 2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. We'll unplug the black one. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr. Why did you do that? Because it's black, the color of immeasurable cosmos. I don't know why I unplugged it, I do things without any reason. It's black, it's not like it's the red one. Because it's black, the color of immeasurable cosmos. The lieutenant raises his brows but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has 1 cable missing. Unplug the giant red cable. An electric sizzle, the room is slightly quieter now. Leave. Okay, we're gonna go to the hidden door in a little bit. This insane mesh tank top. +1 drama. Okay. +1 conceptualization, but -1 suggestion, but this is +1 drama. Well, I do like my drama, so... Intercom wires running into the breaker box. So now that this is turned off, is this gonna thaw? This orange machine is dead still, it has a hand crank. Try to crack open the lid. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, the ice is too cold, a pry bar would come in handy. Okay, I still need like the super pry bar, okay. What do we have here? 2 rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. Okay, there's just like guns down here for some reason. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in. Where are we? Look around. Look, there's a hole in the wall. Where are we? Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. He points up at the rifles under the ceiling. Must be an old weapons cache. Look, there's a hole in the wall. Shine your light on the hidden compartment. There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look? Okay, I do. Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs, rummaging around. You find rusty rifles hidden away. Rifles, Kim! The lieutenant steps closer, curious. Are these any good? Inspect the rifles. Most of them are rusty and inoperable like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. This one looks nice. Take the rifle. Antique Belle McGrave rifle. An old Belle McGrave from the Revolution, the lieutenant notes with approval. His eyes are gleaming. Seems to no longer be functional, but still, a beautiful thing in its own way. What does this mean, a rifle here? Gain +5 for experience. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future. Empathy. He likes this find. Okay, so now I have an antique Belle McGrave rifle. A 4-shot bolt-action military rifle with a wooden frame. It's broken though. Well, we turned off the evil fridge here. I guess that doesn't really do much except like turning it off though. Alright, let's go up the stairs, I guess. Most checks have secret difficulty modifiers. Talking to the right person can reopen a closed white check. Interesting. Oh, okay, this literally just leads outside. I guess this door is normally locked and we like unlocked it from the inside or something? The map tab in your journal. Oh yeah, right. I can go to the journal and check out the map and try out the ones that I can try again, right? Those on white are available to try. Warded door, pain threshold, challenging. Okay, so the white ones I can try again, and it shows me like how hard they are too. Scribbled across a notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Press play again. The speaker comes to life, static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you, her voice sounds 100 years old. Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Rue de Saint-Ghislain. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat, is this the production schedule? Let's try the password. Can you give me a hint? Still no. This is the police. Yeah, we've done all of this. I don't know the password. Okay. Remove the production schedule. Insert the production schedule. Remove the production. I'm just gonna remove it for now and carry it around with me because, I don't know, maybe I can show it to somebody? So, tasks. Investigate. Search for the malignant entity. Plaisance said she lives inside a chimney. Find a way in. Okay, I mean, so there's still like the whole chimney thing, I guess. We found the chimney, and there are people talking. Oh, can we actually... Oh, okay, we haven't been here yet. Alright, I didn't even know this kept going. Safety curtains. An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lived. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here. Hello? I yelled, but it didn't work. Again, your voice becomes a raspy croak mid-sentence. It's silent in the abandoned office building. No one answers you. Sire, may we suggest something? Think of the yelling into the furnace as a grand performance. Use your chest voice, not your head voice. Sing from the diaphragm. Physical instruments. Perhaps it's not such a bad idea. Try it again, son. Oh, cool. So basically, I can now go back to the central furnace and do that again because I, like, unlocked that. So that's literally what the tooltip told me. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Does someone live here? Postcard La Delta 51. The sunlight has made this postcard almost completely sepia-toned. Midtown traffic passes, overhead the ghosts of skyscrapers disappear into a beige midday mist, vapor rising from the delta on which the district was built. The postcard is prepaid. I see. Well, I guess we have to try and shout again, and we might get like a bonus this time. Maybe I should just kick the goddamn furnace again until I die. Maybe that'll help. You never know. Violence might be the answer. Anyway, let's do a quick save. Alright. 72% plus 1 sing from the diaphragm. Okay. Damn, okay. Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. And then... Hello? You hear a woman's voice answer. You've awakened the entity. I summon the ghost of this doomed commercial area. Answer me, spirit.
Hello?
Hello?
I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There is a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
Oh, okay, we got it opened. You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside. The lieutenant nods, then points upstairs. After you, officer. Nice. Well, back up we go. I heard yelling, am I needed? I don't know, Demon Dragon. Definitely was yelling, though. Oh, okay. So here we are. This tray is full of dice. Colorful polyhedral dice. Hundreds of them. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. So I take it this is the ginger brat right here.
Hello, I'm Nia.
Oh wait, no, she's not ginger at all. She's just wearing a scarf. Or like a head scarf. Hello, I'm Nia. A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Would this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching. Thank you, Visual Calculus. Hold on, what do you mean by milieux?
Yes, a milieu is like a calling station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
Quick drink for me? You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance?
She blinks.
You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
So wait, like your whole thing is that you make dice? Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
A novelty die maker? Is that an actual profession? Is that something that you can live from? I mean, she lives in an abandoned area, I guess, but I guess it tells us everything about that profession. Role-playing games. You know the one made by Fortress Excellent, does that count? Sure, I like role-playing games, I need
Very
some dice.
good. My rate is 10 real per set, unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there is any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals. It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shelves like stalagmites. This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need. How did you become a dice maker? How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field, with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there. Do you like role-playing games yourself? Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay, and role players as customers. They're nice people. Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in rags? Nothing, really. I didn't know him. Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here. God damn it, Inland Empire. The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window. Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening. I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. You never took your eyes off the work to look out of the window. I might have, she admits, but in this case all I could have seen would have been my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone. What do you mean by the daily ruckus? Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. She stops to try and come up with an example. During game time, there are usually those kids. And lately I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. She's heard of the murder, but she did not see it. Okay. She looks up at the window. Pale light comes in. But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid. Do you often work Sunday nights? That's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home. I see, thank you for your answers. He nods. Anything else, officer? Hey, where are we anyway? What is this place? Look around in the room. We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal-black soot here and there. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus. Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse. Creative. The lieutenant looks around in the spacious room, its ceiling fading into shadows above. I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area? I've heard the stories, she nods, as the wind howls in from the furnace shaft above, but I don't think those stories are true. Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced the place is swarming with malicious energies. Plaisance, the bookshop lady? She raises her brows. I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow? Plaisance is a wise woman. The bookstore isn't doing this well. The curse is just biding its time. I don't know why the bookshop hasn't gone bankrupt yet. The bookstore, there are hardly any customers. She has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going. No, yeah. Alright, but it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the Whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex. No, the Whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and customers have trouble paying bills. And then there's me, she sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving flies to wire cutters. I've been here for 14 years selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Seriously, 14 years? Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it? Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse. It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you. Dice Maker erupts in laughter. What, so the curse only affects people with poor work ethics? What you're describing isn't the curse, it's capitalism. Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest. I think it still might be you that's causing this. Narrow your eyes very mysteriously. So I'm the Grand Dragon in the cave. She seems mildly entertained by this suggestion. Might I ask what supports this claim? I yelled to summon the ghost of the doomed commercial area and you were the one who answered. There's something ghostly about you, ethereal even. You're the last man standing. I yelled. Oh my, she says in mock despair. I've revealed myself. You better call the exorcists. I'm a ghost whisperer myself. Of course, she pinches the root of her nose. How convenient. Well, if you ever find a way to explain all those inconsistencies in the curse, then let me know. She turns back to her work. That's all she has to say on the subject. She has been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see. Plaisance needs to hear about this. Perhaps if you combine your psychic energies, you'll make sense of the situation. This is so great. I love that I just keep forcing supernatural things into this. Do you know what happened to other tenants? Everyone else is gone. More or less. She adjusts the yellow scarf that covers her hair. Are you interested in anyone specific? Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind. There used to be a hair salon here, right? Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They are scared of that word. A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad. It's not about the haircut, it's about the confidence. What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded. I would never let anyone androgynous touch my hair, not even if my life depended on it. I guess I'm a simple man, I don't really have any opinions on hairstyles. Me neither. I just want it off my face. She tucks a strand of hair under her headscarf. What happened to the gym? It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youths away from drugs and crime. And who was Artemitep? He was a kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back. How did that community project work out? It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines. It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that. Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. Gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since. What's up with the broken windows? Oh, this one's a mess, she sighs. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milieus. Who would have guessed? What's a snuff milieu? Nice, Encyclopedia actually has a success and it's like, what is it? And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own. Cool, very cool about the debris, but what's a snuff milieu? It's a sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it. Ah, yes, of course, listening to real murders. How nice. I love that snuff is alive and well in this world too. Fucking terrible. Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world. Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-Rosas. The lieutenant turns to you. This isn't our problem. Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators. Then she lets the thought go. Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounds lying around. You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs. Oh yeah, of course. As a taxidermist, I understand that, yeah. I mean, what else would you do? You basically put stuffing into animals and put them into weird poses. I mean, during your free time, you just use drugs. Because why not? It's drugs. I found creepy mannequins. There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I've forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years until the insect rights activists came. Wait, I didn't know insects had any rights or activists. Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin suppliers, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection. That's hilarious. Why would you even wear chitin? Do you want to wear clothes made out of insect? Is that going to be comfy? Is that going to be nice? But then again, it's like an atelier, so it's not supposed to be comfy or nice. It's just supposed to be weird. But insects don't have any brains or feelings. Actually, insects do have brains, she corrects you. But yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far. As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up, they're not moving. What's with the rotor blades and skis? They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation, with all of their money. She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiomutiri or Kasht-Kor or wherever he is. That's illegal. Why hasn't he been arrested? Sure, it's illegal, but it's not exactly anything extraordinary in business. Besides, Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around. They were just props. Why return to them? Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long. I found with a strange machine. Fortress Accident, the radio game studio. She closes her eyes as some remnant of a memory lights up her face. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Viral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules. What do you mean liberal? What happened? The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time. What went wrong? Well, I did hear them talking at times. She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break. They seem to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest. She sounds almost mocking when she says that. From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite expressive. Really? They must have been on a gigantic Ewok. Well, it did look impressive. Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time. Well, showing up to work on time is hard. That's too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great. You're right, they should have tried harder. They had everything needed to succeed. Still, not everyone is going to make it. She tosses a pair of dice on the table. One of them stops near the edge of the metallic desk. That's the nature of the game. The result is 1 on a 20-sided die. Wow, okay. That's a critical failure right there. The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall. There was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar. Oh boy, the fabled Revachol Ice City. You're in for a treat here. She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now, ask me about their other ideas. Indeed, what were the other ideas? Alright, what were the other ideas? There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing. She leans back, disapproving. Sounds like she really didn't like those girls. What did they expect 20 cents per hour as dogs pay? That's an award-winning idea. I don't have an opinion on employing teens, I just want to know. That's an award-winning idea, how else do you choose people around you? Yes, some people spend their whole lives chasing the hot one. She makes quotation marks with her fingers. You should have joined the gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the stand, ready to scare off customers and hit on the girls. As if they didn't already have the bear. She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. That goddamn bear. What about the bear? The bear, she repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples, like trying to suppress a headache. It didn't work out? Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. I don't know, like, I think that would be super cool if there was like a massive polar bear and I would get ice cream out of it. Like, you just open its belly, grab ice cream out of it, close the belly again, bear just standing there. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melt. Okay, yeah, that fucks it up then. Eventually, Revachol Ice City lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges. Every time I saw that bear, what? I'm sure the bear was doing its best. I killed the bear. You did what? She rolls her swivel chair an inch closer to you, unsure whether she heard you right. I had to I murdered it. I had to kill the bear to become the bear. I can see, she nods, pointing to your war paint, the stripes. The bear put up, those stripes are what keeps me human. That bear was one mighty mammal. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion. Sounds cool. Megatherion. Megatherion, nods the dice maker. A mega wild beast. What's a mega wild beast? It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. Ah, it's like a regular beast, but imaginary. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly. I do drugs. I've got a vision beast myself. Do you? The dice maker raises an eyebrow. Well, good luck keeping it under control. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire. She seems almost sad finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly. Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time. Actually, I had other questions. I have more questions about this building. I do not have more questions about this building. Shivers. Why hasn't her business failed? Very low. Yeah, okay, I'm not even going to try this. Okay, I'd like to order dye from you. Of course. Tell me what you have in mind. Do you know the Viral Untethered setting? I want to dye for. Do you have Cursed dye? Tell me about your extraordinary dye. Let's talk about Viral Untethered. Ah, yes, Fortress Accident. Shakes her head lightly. It's too bad they never finished their game. The Viral Untethered dye is a variation of a standard role-playing dye, only instead of plants, it uses motifs of ice and death. And loss, of course. Ice, death, loss? Sounds like you. I'm thinking something made from alligator jawbone cast in black resin. The reptile bone is as white as ice and dead as, well, death, she smiles. For 7 real, I could have it ready in 8 hours. What's the standard role-playing dye? It's an icosahedron? A 24-sided die that can produce results for 2-sided, 3-sided, 4-sided, 6-sided, and 12-sided dice with a single roll. Technically, you can also use it for many other sizes, but you may need to re-roll results. Loving it, that's so nifty. Why do you need to cast it in resin? Untreated bone is porous and prone to chipping. Cast it in something hard like resin though, and voila, it's perfect. Maybe I should get a different one. Do you have any cursed dice? You mean by cursed? Abracadabra, perish like this world. Alright, how about I surprise you? Come back in 8 hours with 7 real and I give you your cursed dice. I need to think about that. Tell me about your most extraordinary die. A star that fell from the firmament? Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure? Yes, I'm a star myself. A superstar. And superstars don't care about money. Yes, you definitely have the proper attitude. How about a pair of 100-sided dice? What? Made of ivory and inlaid with lodestone, a naturally occurring magnet to complement your magnetic personality. Pieces of lodestone were used as the first magnetic compasses, from which they derived their other name, course stones. That's a stone for leaders. 10 real and I can get these ready in 8 hours. But do magnetic dice even roll properly? That's true, magnetic dice are definitely different. When rolled together, the magnetic fields of the pips interact with each other to push and pull on each other as they're rolled. Just like all magnetic personalities do. I need to think about that first. I'm sorry, I don't actually know what dye I want. How about an amber dye? Amber? A poor man's gold? The dice maker laughs. Who told you that amber was cheap? It's beautiful, really, and has been treasured since the ancient times. For 7 real, I'll craft you a 13-sided die from a piece of amber with a fossilized insect. It's perfect for those who can't seem to let go of their past. That sounds like me. I had a feeling. She smiles, but says nothing more. Okay. Just a normal die for me. A normal die? I'm a novelty dice maker. I don't make normal dice. But what do you do then? Polyhedral dice. Dice that have more than 4 sides. Octahedrons, trapezohedrons, dodecahedrons, but also barrel dice and titotum balls. Titotum balls? That's... I don't know, that sounds kinda nasty. I don't want titotum balls. I'd have to go to a doctor before for that. What kind of die do you think fits my personality? I think I have just the right one for you. She opens the top drawer of her work desk and takes something out. 2 polyhedrons, red and blue, are cradled in her palm. Police colors. Oh, because I'm a police officer, right? I'm not the most original, I know, she smiles, almost apologizing. But sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best. Here, catch. She tosses you the dice. They're a gift from me. A beautiful woman tossing you a gift? Whatever you do, don't overthink it. Totally overthinking it. God damn it. Catch him? Yes! Mr. Smooth Moves. You snatch the dice out of the air with one hand, just like you're in a movie. Wink at the dice maker. What are the odds? The dice maker winks back at you. The red one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay, and the blue one is the inverse. I believe these dice are your lucky charm, officer. She winked back at you. Can you believe it? You truly are Mr. Smooth Moves. Nice. Suggestion. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Wait, their Copo type? Yes, guess what's yours? Cool cop? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? What are the other Copo types? Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the Advanced Interesting Cop, Liquid Shadow Cop. But you're too sorry to say those things, so here we go. Won't the other Copo types be jealous? What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine, don't worry. You know, actually I'm not sorry, I changed my mind. Fucking, they should be sorry. Yes, yes, impotent rage and lamentation. Let's wrap it up. You know, actually I'm not sorry, I changed my mind. No, you don't. Come on, you'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time, begin the repentance. Okay, I'm sorry. Thought gained rigorous self-critique. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this. Like info, or maybe every time you say you're sorry you get $1 million? Logic says that's not gonna happen. So what did we get? Thought complete, lonesome long way home. Here we go, home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone, and so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now. The learning cap for perception raised to 5, and speed gives... to 5? Speed gives 1 psi. Okay. Rigorous self-critique. Temporary research bonus, -1 authority, embarrassment to the party. Well, we're gonna internalize that. Report back to Plaisance, okay. And we got those dice. These two 20-sided dice have the colors of a police alarm. Bloodstone for red, lapis lazuli for blue. You roll them and squint your eyes, it looks like you're arriving on the scene. And it's raining. Note, look at the map tab and journal to see which white checks have opened. Okay. Novelty dice maker? Okay. Not really sure, but alright. Composure. As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. Where is it coming from? From a distant sunset? A stage light? Flash photography? Nowhere in particular? It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit. Actually, now that I hear superstar and law official in a sentence, they sound weird. Yep, that's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately. Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Bye. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera, lights, and action. With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against the rasterized orange world. It's on. So I guess we have another thing, but we can't internalize it because we need to unlock stuff. Some kind of superstar. Temporary research bonus, -2 logic. Still seems unlikely. Only has a research time of 110 though. So I think I'm gonna internalize that. Fuck logic. Don't need no logic. We'll be fine.
Yes?
Alright. Well, let's get a quick save going, and I guess we go back to Plaisance. Or Plaisance. There was nothing else here, was there? No. And tell her that there's definitely an evil entity, and it's not just a lady. Not at all just a lady. Living there. Okay. Have to actually make it out of here. There we go. If you see a container, equip a pry bar.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus. Yes, yes, how was it? Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear. Honestly, a dump. It was a charnel house of failed business enterprises, leeching life energy from this bookstore. I knew it! A tremor runs through her. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. She shakes her head. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity? I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Nia, and she's a novelty dice maker. A novelty dice maker? Her eyes widen. Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep. No ma'am, I felt her aura. She may be involved, but I don't have a way to question the malignant entity further. No ma'am, I have felt her aura. She's not the one to blame for this curse. She looks perplexed. I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse? She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm. Jesus Christ, okay, that is some very, very strong squeezing. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire? The source is in the taxidermist shop. He became involved in arts darker than taxidermy and brought the void spirits down upon this place. Seriously, fuck taxidermists. Oh, how horrid. I knew something wasn't right about that place. Tell me, did you find a way to break the curse? I de-spooked it. I'm afraid that I can only identify the source, but you have to call some other expert to live. I performed the ancient Semini's dispelling rites. This commercial area is doomed no more. I de-spooked it. I called upon the spirit of Guillaume le Million to banish the curse in a flash of disco brilliance. I performed the ancient Semini's dispelling rites. Of course, I trust my Semini's wards and charms kept you safe while you performed the ancient rites. She looks at you with sudden admiration. All that matters is that the energies are retreating. I can already feel the curse lifting. It will be a long time until we're fully free of it, of course, but still. Nice. Gained experience plus 70 and a level up. Thank you, officer. Truly, you've brought a better psycho-emanation of this humble bookstore, and that's no small achievement. She so badly wants this to be over, she would have believed anything. It will only last a day or two, a week tops, then her mood will sour and she will feel the curse again. Alright then, all's well that ends well. The lieutenant turns to you. Should we return to our ordinary lives? But what if I want to buy a book? Goodness, you were already doing good browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? She fills her pendant, waves her bony fingers directly at you. Don't you feel compelled? Go, go, get back there. The book awaits you. What type of books do you have? Everything is on the shelves. Okay, yeah, right. We already talked to her about this. Nice. So, we leveled up. What's a good thing to level up? I feel like we're like super just weak. Like we are like incredibly weak. So maybe level up our physical instrument? Get some more muscles? I don't know. Logic is currently down. Keep your morale up. It's damaged, I see. I mean, I've been wanting to level up more and more Inland Empire because he's a good man. Then there's Suggestion, which is very fine. And eye coordination. Savoir-faire, I'm getting minus from items. Let the body take control. Threaten people. Endurance, take the blows. Empathy. I do like to be a little stronger to be able to do stuff. Can I just like level up Fizzy? I mean, leveling up Inland Empire would be pretty nice too, more and more. Because I really want to tell Kim that this is a supernatural thing, but... Let's go. Inland Empire. 6. That changes and close. There we go. Alright, we can try telling Kim about this again. Let's see what our percentages are now. 42, that's pretty alright. So, wait, so if I quick save, I take it the rolls are fixed. Ah, only ban all strings. Okay. Damaged my morale. Oh no. Do I load with F6 or F9? F9. Let's see, I'm just gonna assume that the rolls are fixed.
Yes.
They are not. The rolls are not fixed. You can fucking save, scum. Okay. What if you did it? Did what? The Hanged Man? Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory. Maybe this is why your chest feels so hollow. You did an awful thing, and you can't even bring yourself to acknowledge it. Are you sure you would have had the strength to take down a hardened mercenary? You're not in the best shape. Him? I think I may be the murderer. I killed the man and then tricked myself into forgetting about it. The lieutenant appears unfazed. And what has led you to this conclusion? My chest feels hollow, like I did something terrible. That is a common side effect of overindulgence. It will pass. So you're saying I didn't kill him? I find that highly unlikely. It's not unusual for detectives to feel complicit in the crime until the perpetrator is apprehended, especially when the investigation is dragging. So, let's get back to it, shall we? Oh, that was it? I get like 5 experience for that, and trying to blame myself. I thought I could like tell him, yo, this must be because of the crazy supernatural things happening. Now I'm sad. Well, 5 XP is 5 XP. Alright, let's actually try and get back to the investigation, shall we? We've just spent a lot of time in this commercial district, I have to say. It's beautiful. Alrighty. Oh yeah, I can actually zoom out, I forgot about that. So this is that area. This is where we're supposed to go into the backyard. Let's just check over here real quick. I'm not sure if I actually been here. There's people down here. The ad reads, broken window? Tibbs has windows. If you had a bag in your hand, perhaps you could collect these bottles and sell them. Alright, I need to find a bag. 2 Roundabout North. 2 Cape Side Apartments, Martinez Pier. Can I use this viewer? Yes. Coin-operated viewer. This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible. Vandalism. Poor little viewer. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic. Vandalism. Probably some kids. The lieutenant inspects the rig slot. A simple but clever solution to ruining a coin-operated viewer. It took ingenuity. Look inside. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word O-N-U-C written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards. Shift your focus to the background. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appears. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this to be the Star of Pericarnassus, or the Chi Rho, the central symbol of the Pericarnassian Church. A star, a great moral height to be strived towards. Hey, the Keel. Well, well, well. This is Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium is a very reading-heavy game. I would say it's almost kind of a visual novel, but presented in kind of like an RPG isometric fashion. It's very cool, and you basically... This right here is my inland empire, so basically your brain, your thoughts are talking aloud to you while you talk to people or look at people. Or things, even. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice. And these are my 2 people. This is us. We are a police officer. We have no idea what our name is, and basically been horribly alcoholic and crazy, and have a lot of memory problems. And this here is Kim Katsuragi.
Yes?
Kitsuragi, and he is also a police officer from another precinct, and he's currently our partner to help us solve a murder. Nothing I can't do. I'm the job for every man. You hear the distant squall of seabirds. Is this a bag? Yellow plastic bed frit. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Now I have a bag. So I can equip the bag. And I can pick up those, I can pick up bottles. Because they give me, some money. What do we have here? Someone just puts money down there, okay. I like it. A splatter of bullet holes lines the wall. Esprit de corps. The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. Him, look, bullet holes. Where? He looks around. Point to the chips in the wall. Someone has been shot. We're cops, we should solve it. There? He looks to the wall. Those are old. Oh, what do you mean old? These bullets were fired during the revolution over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation. Okay, what can you tell me about this revolution? Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go? Oh, let's see what these people are about. I guess they're playing pool?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape?
René, no, okay.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
The other one is eating a big sandwich. Okay, these two are gonna be fun times.
I am trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old, I can see that. We're both old. Now, stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first, ask questions never. Shouldn't I ask what game it is first? Alright, I got this. Ball time! That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime. Acting without hesitation, 83%. Let's go! Yes! Oh, what now? Cutscene? You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work. Take in the surroundings. A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball. I see, so you're looking for clues, by the way. I'm not good at angles. Like, oh, okay. But yes, I'm looking for clue. I'm looking for clues for murder. And I'm also just doing random stuff, basically. Feel the ball. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready. There is time for a last glance inward. Who am I? An embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now. The inertia can be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go. Be the bullet. Why are we... Okay. I'm not sure that's how you play the game. Merde! The old soldier yells in outrage. Bordel de merde! Whorehouse of shit? It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot was at least 23 meters. Probably 24 and then some. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. What the hell is your problem? Huh. Not a weak right triceps, that's for sure. I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful. I am sensing anger, and I don't understand why. You vandalized our game, son. He tries to calm himself. We can't play petanque with 5 bulls? P-tank? Yes, petanque, the man says, raising his voice again. You ruined our petanque game. We want our boule back. Take it easy, Renee. The Jolly One tries to defuse the situation. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done. Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. The heel of his cavalry boot slams in the ground. You owe us a goddamn boule. I don't have a boule, but will this do? Hold out the shot put ball. Listen, guys, I have a shot put ball. Will this... He falls silent and stares at the ball. No, it will goddamn not. Thank you, officer. The jolly man quickly takes the ball and bounces it in his hand. This is really something. Honestly, I think it's better than our old boule, even. Mon Dieu, he mumbles, rubbing his temples. All right, fine. What do you want, officer? Yes, why did you come here? It's unlikely they know anything about the murder. Just talk, it'll smooth things over. Old people like attention. Do you know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of Whirling in Rags? Unfortunately, I don't, he shrugs. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely. And most of the locals? In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them? But you don't have a problem with cops. Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets. He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics. What about police women? I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. There are no duties RCM women couldn't carry out. But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain, more challenging tasks, don't you, officer? No, I don't think there's any evolutionary inequality at play here. Really, officer? He smirks. Match an average woman against an average man in a dark alley, and see who comes out on top. Gender equality is a very noble, very modern idea, but in real life, primal roles prevail. But I do not wish to discuss this matter further. You seem to be playing in a crater. Yes, the man nods. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. Was it made by a sea monster rising from the depths? Was there an earthquake? Was there an earthquake here? No, he replies, gaze wandering over the bay. It was left by heavy artillery fire. Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire. But why? Why what? Why was heavy artillery used? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Wait, who are the communards again? Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists. Call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. The carabinier frowns. Scentless sentimentality. Wait, did you use artillery fire against them? Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked, he adds, squeezing a boule in his fist. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't, though. We lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough. They should have chosen a place away from people and buildings. This place is the damn beachhead, son, he says, pointing to the bay. They had to soften the commies up first. The beachhead? Yes, he nods, inspecting you with some disdain. The military-coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling, sign of mental deterioration in the preceding generations. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. He points to northeast. Nod thoughtfully and turn to look northeast. This here is Bloodground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, he says, looking down at the soil, We're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses. Blood ground, the other one shakes his head. You got old Rene going there, like he isn't angry enough already. Hold on, the coalition? Mm-hmm, he grunts. Don't get me wrong, officer, I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that, they are the lesser evil. Ah, that explains all the war damage. Damn right, son, they laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it, and it worked too. There's a strange gleam in his eyes. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. A dark shadow runs across his face. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place. Well, it's your own damn fault, the jolly man marks. You, we, the coalition, Rivachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence. You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... He stops mid-sentence and turns to you. What do you think? Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one. That's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for the hard working class. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head. This coalition seems quite capable. Commies just don't understand how money works. Or nothing. I don't think. I just do. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame. I'm sorry it had to be them. He looks down at his boots. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honourable King Guillaume returned to Rivachol, or even if that damned clown, Frissel, had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. He sighs. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the rule of suzerain with. You mentioned Guillaume? A true king in both blood and mind. Led Rivachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile. Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned him, and he doesn't want to admit it. Who was this Frissel? Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. The old veteran falls silent and massages his chest. He died in the hands of the hoi polloi in a very public execution. He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting they left the king to the mob. What exactly is the suzerain? The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? He then slowly nods and says to him, They've forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into the gunfire. 8% threw the bull into the sea, goddammit. Is there anything you can tell me about this rifle? It's a Bell McGrave, he says, taking the rifle. 4.46 caliber, breech loading, Rivachol made. Good weapon, accurate, reliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty, he adds, handing the rifle back. Where did you find it? What do you mean? This is my rifle. I always have it. In the basement there. I'm not surprised. He looks at the building. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. He shrugs. These BM446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find. Thank you for your time. And now to talk to the other man.
Oh, I have really outdone myself. This is divine.
He takes a bite out of his sandwich.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
This is such a nice man. Such a friendly man. Cares about his fellow people. Throws bulls while I'm standing here almost hitting my foot and costing me 1 health.
René, it's the little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Oh, hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
I love how you can tell that this is like a young voice actor trying to emulate how an old man talks. Tell me, what do you know about the dead man? Let me think. He looks at the clouds wistfully. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week, but that's all I know, really. Come on, you must have known something. No, officers, I'm sorry, and I really would like to assist, he adds, smiling apologetically. You are both good guys, I can see that. Then help them, you wimp! Reproach fills his eyes. You rub plenty of shoulder with the gauche caviar in the Union. Someone must know something. He means caviar socialists. I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. His cheeks turn red. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that. Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but there's something off here. It sounds a bit like you're holding back. I'm not, he assures you. I'm not even you. Of course he's holding back. The carabinier crosses his arms. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly. Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, Renee? His eyes are furious. I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Everard. And who's this Everard? Everard Clare. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers, he says solemnly. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium. What do you know about history? The carabinier snaps at Gaston. You never witnessed history, only heard about it, years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history. The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue. Let's try not to get caught in the Lieutenant Lotus's voice, crossfire. Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes, this animosity's ancient. How are you a Union member? Oh, his cheeks turn red again. In many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Everard, Edgar, and the older debardeurs all know me. So you're not an actual member. Not in the technical sense. His eyes fix on the bull in the crater. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Everard keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things. So that's what it was before, him hiding something. He tries to make it look like he's a big deal in the Union, and now the illusion is disintegrating before your and Renee's eyes. Of course he's not a member of anything, I knew that, he frowns. He's a weathervane, turns to where the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate the socialist rabble, he continues, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence, never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already. What are the little things you do for Everard? Writing work mostly, he smiles. Occasionally he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say. What kind of things do you write for him? Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers, about Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Everard and I have these long talks where he tells his little penman exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself. Are you a caviar socialist? The old man starts laughing. I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer. Wait, how can you write these newspaper pieces if you're not political? Officer, I have a vivid imagination. He laughs again. And like I said, I have a way with words. That's enough. No need to sink in politics. He just fluffs it up. Of course. Don't sink into anything. Don't sink into any fight. Only sink into your couch. I'm gonna take a quick drink here. So you are a weathervane. I prefer highly adaptable myself, he chuckles merrily. Has a better ring to it, don't you think? Mon Dieu! The carabinier closes his eyes, like he's never going to open them again. Thanks, that's all for now. No, thank you, he nods, smiling wide. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time. Looks delicious, point to the sandwich. Can I have a bite of that? I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food, he says and quickly adds, nothing personal, it's just a principle. The only one you have. Don't be a dick, Gaston. Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable. He's squirming, avoiding your gaze. In my age, you need to pay attention to these things. You're not hearing me, man. I need the sandwich. Fuck off, it's mine. He jerks away, immediately startled by his own reaction. Oh, sorry, officer, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. He continues cautiously. But the sandwich is mine. I'm not gonna share it. When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich and he gets claws. You're a special kind of vermin, Gaston. Oh, the one who makes sandwich, Gaston. Please give me one of the bites. 8%. Convince Gaston to relinquish his sandwich. Threw the boule in the sea. That was a really bad idea, throwing that boule in the sea. Bye for now. Okay, and there was an autosave, but I'll put a quick save right behind. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them. Wait, the tire tracks lead on the roof? What is that? The spirited chirps and clicks of swallows fill the air. Oh, there's a bottle. There's another bottle. Enormous boules worthy of real man. An ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. I don't think we've talked to this person.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
The man mutters to himself, accenting the beats as he goes. Tommy le homme. Tommy the man. Okay. A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes. Listening.
From another planet. Hey there.
He finishes and turns to you. I am the law.
Yes, you are, my man.
You sure are, man. What's going
What's
on
the
here?
jam, my man?
He motions toward the sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture. What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck.
Damn.
Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days.
Glances south down the road. Limbo, huh? So that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife. So how long have you been here?
Feels near forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak. Or he just likes unusual worlds. Or both. Dig your style, man. Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
He snickers.
So tell me, what do you need?
Care to spare some change for a working stiff? Huh? Sudden financial duties snap him out of his daze. Oh, no, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work. Hey, who? The bosses, man. I don't know who these bosses think they are, but that sounds like a good arrangement. For them. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me, or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down on his luck, if I had, say, 4 myself. Tell me more about this strike. It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks, workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out. What's the union demanding? Some pretty wild stuff I hear, like a giant new power crane, half the company. I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too, like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up, precise demands, so on. Ah yes, from the Wild Pines. He takes a note. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure. What do you think the company wants? They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. He makes a ka-ching sound. He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side, that's for sure. Anything else I should know? Anything else? He thinks. Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do, places to be. All of us do. All of who? Us lorry drivers. Come 1 years. A few still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high or laid. Smiles awkwardly. Not that I blame 'em, really. Not you? Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing. He glances down the road towards the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes. He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior. Empathy, damn. Know anything about the dead man, the one hanging behind the hostel there? He ain't one of us drivers, I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keeping busy. It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff. Busy with what? Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs. And your conclusion? A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. What are you hauling anyway? Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that. Relax, he's merely joking. You're under arrest. Wicked, I've always wanted a friend in the underworld. Ha, no, I'm joking, my man, he grins. FALN runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits, that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. We've been making headway in the Ilmaran market lately. That's your machine behind you? This rockin' beauty? He points at the lorry with his thumb. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of an FALN rust bucket. Maybe the A6? That a FALN A6 you got there? Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. He gives the side of the lorry a friendly knock. Me and her spend a long time together. So nothing illegal then? Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road. Could I get one of those FALN tracksuits you're hauling? We're pals and all, but I just can't freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. Right, I had another question. Well, I'm not trying this, so I'm good for now. Good talk. Don't be a stranger. He gives a salute with 2 fingers. Bot complete, some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this you say, fuck off and die. In a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you are the first one. -1 logic, the price of self-delusion, but my learning cap raised from multiple things. That's nice, I like it. So I can't internalize because I need to like unlock something first. Okay. Oh, more bottles. Welcome to Disco Recycling, where we pick up all the bottles and make money. It's literally just us running around and keeping the city clean. A bold slogan, Humanox, covers this truck. Horseback Monument. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing towards the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. Who is this? A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Rivachol, son of Philip II the Opulent, father of Philip IV the Insane. Heard crater story from Renee. Nice. Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy. In what way? Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the Anticentennial Revolution, an end to his family line, and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola. How did he manage to blow through the entire national treasury? Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers like some obese dragon, instead of a bed like a normal person. I would like to sleep on gold, hustler style. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. Wait, the what now? You see, old Philip wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. Ah, nose candy. My favorite kind of German candy. Okay, wait, so what is nose candy? It's cocaine. He was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay. This is a lot to process. His Majesty's courtier said it helped him connect with the higher realms. Okay, where is he buried now? Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. What happened to the statue? The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces. Who restored the monument? Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time. A rare butterfly trapped in amber floating on a sea of shit. That's brilliant. It's so funny and nihilistic. People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Oh man, I've been an ironist once, and it was terrible. I've ruined so many shirts. Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Not that he ever did in life, either. Savoir-faire. Wow, you work hard. Wait, I do? Oh yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide. I guess I do? Oh yeah, like a horse. Like a workhorse for hard work. Wait, what hard work do I do? Look at yourself, you're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way. And you won't let it break you. You ride. I fucking ride till I die, bitch. That's just what it's like, life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. You got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in, day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer. I guess I've made some gills, sure? Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich? No, I'm actually not. That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that? The system is broken. There is a market for corrupt cops out there, but the immigrant cops have price dumped it. Fuck it, we're racist now. Look, the immigrants are cool. The immigrants play cool music. Everyone likes them, especially the women. Don't hate on the immigrants. They've got nothing to do with you living under a boat. Ah shit, it's the system that's broken. Boo-hoo, the system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the fuck yeah attitude you're used to. What is this? Why are you so poor? The fucking taxes, man. That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state that is Revachol? Wait, I thought there were no taxes. You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, this tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gossamer state's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money. No fucking way. I guess I'm a free market fundamentalist now. Oh my god, please save me, free market. Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue. The indirect modes of taxation. -2 empathy, cold-blooded. Okay. Detective Cousteau. There's so many thoughts that you can find. Pretty crazy, actually. Right, let's do a quick save. White tank top plus 1 physical instrument. Really? Okay, wearing a white tank top apparently makes us stronger, so yeah, why not? We can use that. Because otherwise we had like a really bad physical instrument, now we're at 3, which is pretty alright, I think. Just put on a white tank top and you too can beat your wife with the strength of 2 people. Hey there, man. Or lady. The small wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on a radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands and there's a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your... It's... Grandma? Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is grey like lead. Snap your fingers in front of her face. Wait, the lieutenant stops you before you can snap.
She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
Why? I just told you why.
If you say so. Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask some questions. No response. Okay. Well, I guess not a lot to do with lady. A foreign car, kept in good condition. Is that money over here? It's money. The lorries probably stored fuel here. Now they store booze. Well, that's a lot of people right here. Oh, there's money on the ground. I'm coming, money. Oh, it's another bottle. I'm coming, bottle. There's a dude up here and a big dude over here. Let's talk to big dude. Hello, big dude.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells toward the harbor gates. His voice is the loudest of the lot, and oddly screechy for a man his size. What's going on
Hold up
here?
and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everybody else.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down?
No.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work. Right to work. Besides, we're not that different. It helps the people see us talking. Cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
I don't think I've chosen his size. What kind of cause are you talking about?
Rights of people, rights of workers, to have gainful employment, to make a salary, and feed their families.
This man has a lisp. It doesn't really fit him, but I like it. His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases. I don't think I've chosen any sides yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work. Right to work.
Regardless, I have some
Maybe you
questions.
should ask them the questions. Like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points his finger at the man sitting on the railing.
So do we, scab.
The loitering man hollers, call me Manana. I want to get into the harbor too. Have fun, he snorts. Union shits are full on strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. You're trying to meet their fat boss? I'm interviewing people about a murder that took place here behind the hostel cafeteria. I know nothing about a murder. His reply is snappy and terse. Absolutely nothing? Wouldn't put it past these Haverbucks. They'd do anything to stay alive. I'm just gonna give him like a crazy lisp like it's fucking Mike Tyson talking here. Right to work. He again shakes his large fist, then turns back to you. It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime. This really isn't my area of expertise. We're not picking a side in this just yet, sir. Pity. He turns around and bellows at the gates. Let us work! What is a strike? When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people. He shifts uncomfortably in his worker's overalls. What do the strikers want? Beats me, they mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we, he raises his fist and starts shouting again, have the right to work. There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. Ill-fitting, what does that mean? His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls held up by a belt seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. You wearing new clothes? He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn on the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. So he's probably like a guy who's paid by the company or something to try and, you know, mess with the strike. Who are all these strike breakers? Honest men and women with rights, to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. The man runs a hand through a steadily graying military haircut. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If Union fucks don't work, they ought let in those who do want work. I have a question. The lieutenant looks him in the eye. Why do all these men follow your leadership? You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No, they follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were, he starts bellowing, given a job to do. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from. Okay, I gotta ask, where exactly are you from? What's it to you? Deep-set suspicion drips from every syllable. I thought you looked real familiar for a second there. No, don't think we've met before. His eyes narrow with mistrust. I came to help out the people. Already got that. I'm interested in your background. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs. Heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Sweet, I know bars. I've been thrown out from several. Maybe that's why you seem familiar. I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Not right now, but I might have been there. I don't really remember things well. Uh-huh. Was a long time ago. The man is quickly losing interest in talking with me. What exactly is your goal here? We were promised work. He points to the gates. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. And you're unable to breach the entrance. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Points up the stairs. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess-cake punk either. He points at the dock worker idling on the staircase. I mean head measurer, or whatever he is. Wait, head measurer? Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind it. How bad could one guy be? You seem capable. Bad. The man glares at you. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. Who talks like this? I don't know how Union has a trained killer up there, but that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters. Why don't you just talk to them? Like civilized folk, you mean? The man rubs his chin. These native fucks don't understand civilized. It would be better, for the neighborhood, if you went home. At least for now. If you can't get in anyway. No, they will give up eventually, or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. The man rubs his jaw, a perfect, lightly bearded square wedge. Well, I'm just gonna leave now. Alright. Wait, I kinda wonder...
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Around. Where are you from? I thought you looked familiar. Already got that. Okay, I don't really drink work... No, sorry. The bouncer? Never heard of it. Are you lying? He squints at you. A little spark of violence gushes in his eyes. Then he blinks and turns to his men. We're done here. I have a strike to break. Okay, so he was lying and I just got 5 experience for that.
Scab?
Scab? Asks a man with jolly eyes tilting his head. You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics though. Maybe it's got something to do with flask he reaches for from time to time. Yeah, I'm a scab, poor and downtrodden. Right to work. I'm not a scab, I'm a cop. What exactly is a scab?
Kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
You don't seem to like them
Gotta
much.
be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
He looks at the mass, squinting his eyes as if trying to ascertain what they're scared of.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Have you tried talking to them?
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab.
A cop scab?
Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
He chuckles and then realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the wild north? Come to see the strife?
I've come to Martinez investigating a murder. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Oh, you're right, it's almost impossible. I'm 91% sure I'll never get it solved. I have no idea what I'm doing. He whispers back, that's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. He thinks and then decides, don't tell me, it's a better day that way. I need to know what's behind these gates. I'm exploring. My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. He gazes over the roundabout with a glint of longing. Does this mean you can let me through the gate? I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. He takes a swig and points up the stairs with his flask. The passage grants itself. Well, that's simple. I just walk in. I walk right past Measurehead and go in. Past Measurehead. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Seminese supremacist there. He points to the bridge above the gates. Well, just walk right past him. Okay, why does he have like 3 ladies up here? These ladies seem kinda inappropriate for being in this place. Is this man just so manly that he needs like 3 prostitutes to keep him company or something? I'm not sure what's going on here. Then press the button to unlock the door. Aha. Then go past him again. Okay. And you enter the harbor for the office. Esta. You know, gotcha. I think I have some questions for you first, though. I'm a bit short on money. Can you give me some of it? Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out. Flips a coin towards you. Try to catch it. Shit! The coin narrowly slips by your outstretched fingers and falls to the ground. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do, passing around cargo and such. He rubs the back of his head. It's not meant as provocation or ridicule. Lieutenant Kitsuragi picks up the coin and hands it to you. Appreciate it. Nice, just got money. Right, always glad to have out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. Humans, I mean, not slivering scabs. I mean, I did just kind of bag for money to you, so... What's the strike about anyway? You know, serious business. He smiles. I'm sure the big boss would be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first. He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization. Nice talk. Gotta get moving though. Alright. A notice. In case of a strike, press button behind guard. A hermetically sealed door, locked by electronic means. There's no lockpicking or door kicking this one. Oh my god, I have to get up there. Look at all those bottles. The future belongs to Measurehead. I see. Looking monolithic. Hey, buddy.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Oh shit, this is the real OG right here.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
The young woman at the giant's side agrees. Say nothing, size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
A ripple of muscle passes underneath his skin. He lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Ham Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
Okay. My body is unimportant. I'm with the police and we need to get into the harbor.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al-Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust as if he were smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others
Is he talking
can.
about alcohol? Because
It
like
is making
I smell so
the
bad.
woman
Because
in
I
my
smell
company
really bad.
sick.
Smell your breath, Kim. Is it really bad? It's not good. It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk, and drowned. Wait, Al-Ghul.
Yes, Al-Ghul.
Understood.
I doubt it. My microcephalic race, so.
What the hell is going on here? You're right, I'm an alcoholic. Now I need to enter the harbor.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the Ham Sandwich race is waning.
Wait, is this some kind of racial shit? Is this guy, like, trying to take over this part of the city or something for the Seminese? I'm a little weirded out by this situation. I am the police, you need to comply. The race stuff is unimportant, I just need you to help me do my job, please.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful.
Yep, this is apparently all about, like, race.
You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory,
This guy is basically a
and
Nazi.
statecraft. You dominated
Like a
lesser
eugenics
culture,
Nazi.
like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Wow, okay. There is a button right behind him just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door. Come on, I just need to move. Push him out of the way. You're right about all this, now I just need you to let me go into the harbor.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the harbor. Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality called art and your microcephalic skulls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. Wouldn't that mean I have to become a Seminese supremacist myself? Well, yes, Why don't you want to be a Seminese supremacist? But what if you're not Seminese? You can be anything. Subscribe to his advanced race theory. Knock him out. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. He turns his eyes towards the harbor, seemingly bored with you. Yeah, but you still serve them. How does that factor into your life? Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. My jam is a mysterious fourth thing. Jam, individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs? I got it from disco. Offshoots of the Seminese people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race, but what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race. I don't really know who the Seminese are. I've recently experienced head trauma. I can see that. The Seminese are the South Island race, haplogroup A4RA, the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. We are the future. That is all you need to know. So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Rivachol. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulumbur are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminese women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the Pale. So you did not come from the islands. No, I have heard about it on the radio. Oh my god, he's not even like... He's a fucking supremacist and he's not even born in the country that, like, he's a supremacist for. God damn it. He would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front of the women. So, you're not really Seminese, you're just from Rivachol. I'm like, cool. Yes. This could have made him more open to discussing the race enigma with you. Oh, okay, so I need to basically talk about it again with him. I'm from Kuron. He changes tactics. And no, it is not just in Rivachol. The city is central to the Seminese strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with, and never getting into the harbor. Oh, I see, +1, tactful in front of the woman. What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean? Racists are generally not very good examples of their race. He gestures towards the lorryman down the street. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt. You're right, that's craniometric perfection. My race does not stand a chance. Kim, what do you think about this? I don't think anything about this. We're wasting our time having this conversation. Your pedomorphic friend is right. You should leave here with your tail between your legs, contemplating race extinction. I am an immovable object. Okay, sorry. Are we gonna, like, become a supremacist now? I think we're gonna become a supremacist. Ask what kind of races are there first. Classification score. Measurehead, I am new to this world. Help me understand its races. I need to know what kind of different races are there. Do you? The lieutenant looks at you. Whisper, this is for the thing. The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh. You are obviously a liberal, Zeolite, the man tells him. A polyculturist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile C to F race cauldron of pederastry. Which one do you need education on? Type A. Those are the Seminese, the Areopagite and the Occidentals, excluding the Mon, of course. The Mon are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant, a common result of inbreeding. A receding genetic pool has led the Mon on reprehensible street parades in Mon cities like Skatskanal and Fredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their head. Oh, I see, so they're Dutch. Wait, who exactly are the Mon? You know them by the names of their nation-states, the Oranges, the Gotvaldians, and the Königsteners. My people simply call them Maun. Maun is a derogative term for first world people of Gotvaldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Suru and the Uau, are much more lactose intolerant. The wooden clogs, though? In some municipalities of Oranje, people do wear shoes made of wood to street parades. Green, orange, and even yellow tassels have also been seen on hats. The Mon are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity in tassel-centric culture. In a tassel-centric culture, oh my god, the downfall of society are tassels. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously. Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good sartorial choice for this century. You might want to avoid wooden clocks too. Okay, got it. Who are Type A then in your view? The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the Golden Picentic Sea, the Surens of Surleclef, and even the North Königsteiners all have Type A race propensity. The other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race, true. They are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem. He draws his finger across his face. Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn only produces more sebum. And who are the Seminoles and Areopagites in this? As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Seminoles and the Areopagite are on the ascent. And the Seminoles are the indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago. The Seminoles inhabit the southern islands. He gestures towards the south across the ocean. I am Seminoles, from the stock of Ulumbuir on Ile de Fantôme. Okay, and the Areopagites. The Areopagites are the master race of the Ilmaran deserts. The Seminoles are descendants of the Areopagites. We came here during a heroic migration from Ilmara to Insulant, thousands of years before the lactose-intolerant, Mon-ridden Occidentals discovered this place. What's the difference between the Seminoles and the Areopagites? The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Seminoles are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. You know, this guy is like full of really terrible racist wisdom. It's kind of crazy because you look at him and you don't think it would be the case, but yeah, this man is basically super brainy racist. He falls silent, contemplating the beauty and mystery. Then he continues. The latter is perfected in adapting. Together they form the Semino-Areopagite or Semiopagite super race. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world. Nature was not capable of more. Type B. Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the Great Race. The Koshko and the Vacheliers, they are mud-colored people. The Koshkos of Grad, Yugozemsk Chestedol, are what you would call white officer, in a suspect description. Okay, mud-colored. To an untrained eye, the Koshko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. He squints, full of sage wisdom. They are of an indistinct muddy color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking Al Ghul and smoking the degenerate tabak herb. And for eating potato. Fucking potato! It's always the potatoes ruining all of the fucking supremacies of the races. That's it. Human race used to be so glorious, then we started eating potatoes and everything just went to shit. Horrible. The Koshko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with potat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates like political amoeba. Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates? Wait, you don't like ethnostates? They are microscopic. The Semino-Areopagite superstate will cover the entire remaining planetary crust, uninterrupted from Holy Semenine to the boreal plateau of Katla. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Semines, an Areopagite stock, elected by nature, not the base inert spoilage called Demos. And the Vacheliers you mentioned? 3 Vacheliers, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron, too mixed to know right from wrong, who tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet. Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off. I've heard about this revolution, mistakes were made, but it was the right stuff, you're wrong about it. I'm pretty sure history hasn't lasted that long. The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over, like a fever dream of skin, hair, and bone. Wake up, naive chess people. I don't know, I don't really have a thought on the revolution, so what was the revolution? The revolution came to Rivachol from Grad in Sarov-ridden potato carts. It is literally an illness. A prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden with holes. A soft sponge-like mass of dementia, hallucinations, and paranoia. The revolution is fatale familial insomnia. Hereditary prion condition passed from the Koshko to the Occidentals. He pauses in theoretic self-reflection. But not sexually, probably through trade routes and potate acid, the prime component of the potato plant. Again, fucking potatoes. Type CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me. Yeah, let's not go into it. It would be cruel, the man agrees, to entertain ourselves with their deformities. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on? Now that we've been through all the types, do I understand advanced race theory? You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it. How do I word the mystery? Thought gained advanced race theory. You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. Let's discuss something else. Knock him out. No. Maybe I can, like, save beforehand. So I'm supposed to, like, internalize advanced race problem thingy now, but I can't because I don't have, like, a thing unlocked, I guess. I don't know how I unlock things. Like, I'm unsure about this. What is the race enigma? If there are no free slots, free one up. But I can't free one up. I can't click forget. You do not have enough skill point. Oh, I need a skill point to forget. Okay. Well, that sucks, kinda. Anyway, let's do a quick save and see what happens when we try to knock this man
The
out.
unpromising race pupil return.
Holy shit, I did it? Wait, what? Holy fuck. I just punched out the fucking racist. Man has a fucking glass jaw. What the fuck? Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike taken straight into his throat, into the cartilage. You could swear you felt the soft plate break. Holy shit, I just killed racism. Anyway. The man is reeling, gasping for air. Time stands still around you. In the distance, the sound of the harbor of falling silence. All you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip. Wait, what should I do? Back up and perform a 360-degree flying spin kick. Holy fuck, what? That is amazing! That is fucking amazing! Holy shit, I'm awesome! I'm like, holy fuck. The man lands with a dull thump like a broken down puppet. I love how the women are just like, yeah, just gonna take another drag from the cigarette, it's alright. For a moment he still tries to keep to keep head up, dazed eyes looking at you with unimaginable surprise. To your left is the button. Welcome to... I'm so sorry I didn't want to do this. I mean, what else can I choose? Disco Inferno! As you slam your fist on the button, the man collapses entirely, his head rolling to the side. Looks like you're the new Measurehead now. Her voice is surprisingly calm. No one is the new Measurehead. Let's go before he gets up. The lieutenant makes haste towards the door. What the fuck just happened? Can I talk to you? Hello? Hello, sir? Are you okay? The man is still knocked out. He breathes slowly and steadily. Amazing. I will pick up this loot now. Thank you. Coming through, picking up recycling. Oh yeah, there is recycling. Thank you. Well, guess I'm the new Measurehead now. Wait, so does that open? That opens this door, doesn't it? It does. I mean, we're still like... We still haven't looked at the actual body that we're supposed to check out, so I guess we'll have to do that soon. Anyway, I think this is a really good time to stop Disco Elysium here, because that was over 2 hours, and holy shit, we just pulled off something amazing. And we just entered a new area, so wonderful, wonderful. Thank you guys all so much for watching.